I think everyone deserves to have an alter ego, an identity detour, a body for the thoughts you might resist day to day. Personifying your demons keeps them at arm's distance. Otherwise, they crawl out of you and wreak havoc on your best intentions. Might as well make a friend out of the monster under your bed. So Sally Hatchet is kind of a band, but it's also my alter ego, a costume. It's like a stage created for one of the voices within my psyche, or a playground for the kid in me to bang on instruments I don't really know how to play, to make up protection spells in the form of lyrics and to sing them however they come out. And it's not just mine. I've been working on Sally Hatchet for a while now with some of my favorite people and musicians. It's all still a work in progress, but the first step to making it real is this formal introduction. So here's a bit about Sally, how she came to be, and some background on the first single, Habitat, that will be on all streaming platforms January 20th. I'm so excited to finally be sharing all of this with you, and more than happy to answer any questions you might have about the project, my influences, or anything on your mind. Just leave a comment and I'll get to it in the next video.
Are there like moon gels or anything in the closet?
Over the summer, Nick, Jonah, and I visited Studio G in Brooklyn to track drums for 6 songs. We recorded most of the music just at Nick's place, but we wanted to get a really solid live drum sound, so we went to the studio.
Maybe if the second pass, like what we're doing here, is just snare and toms.
Our recording engineer is a killer drummer in a band called Lapesh that you should definitely check out, and we were super happy with how the recordings came out. The songs have been written for a while now, and we've been piecing away at the recordings for almost a year. The last step was finalizing the band members, and now that our second guitarist has joined on and we got the master back for the first single, the only thing left to do is to actually start. It's a little zoomed in, is it? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I always have my knees up when I'm doing talking videos, and then people keep commenting on my camera's video that it looks like I have huge biceps because my knees are here and then my arms are there. But it's so much more comfortable to sit this way. Sorry, okay, I'm already off topic. I have wanted to start a band since I was a little kid, and I've been performing as like Katie Glasgow just under my name for kind of a while now, but I've never like had a band with a title and with members, and I finally have one, and I'm really like nervous and also excited. I think when you have a band name or a project name or an artist name, you get to kind of embody other parts of yourself and to not attach it so much to who you are. It kind of becomes its own entity and its own universe. I'm really inspired by the Gorillaz, have done this like to the most amazing, cool extreme, and I'm very inspired by the aesthetics and the concepts. I've been really into so much 90s rock recently, not even recently, just like kind of for a while. Like the Cranberries and the Breeders, Nirvana, Pixies, Jack Off Jill. I've been finding more and more too, just like as I listen to my favorites on Spotify, and then it starts to give me these bands that put out albums on like 97 that I had never heard of. like Jack Off Jill was one that like I just discovered. I held back on making music in more of that style and more of like a 90s rock or 90s grunge style because I get imposter syndrome and like I'm not a very proficient guitarist at all, and I feel like it's such guitar-based music and I'm not like a gritty singer. Like I said, I have this classical background, but I think that mentality has really been holding me back from exploring my creativity because I'm chickening myself out of doing things that are exciting to me. I've been making music for my like day job of like songwriting, and then I make the background music for YouTube videos, but that's a really different writing process than the one that I really love, which is writing like for a band and for performance and for recording. And I'm finally just gonna like rip the band-aid off and stop being a chicken about it and share this music with you that we've been recording over the last year, I guess. So the band right now is like mostly just music that I've written and then I bring to the band, which eventually I kind of want to make it more of a collaborative thing, because also in the band is Max and Jonah. Jonah is Lila's brother, and Lila's like my best friend and roommate, so that is pretty lucky. And then Jonah's best friend slash roommate is Max, who is also in the band. And so it had been the three of us, and then Nick had been kind of filling in. Nick is producing the project, and Nick also has an indie label called Favorite Friends, which the project will be released under. But he's been sort of filling in for the fourth member of the band, but he's in like 200,000 bands, so we found Carissa, the guitarist, really recently through a blog called Bands Do Brooklyn, and she joined on and we did our first like official show as that lineup, and it's finally like a real thing, which is so freaking cool. My voice teacher when I was younger in classical voice told me that I was using sounding pretty as a way of not using my real voice when I was singing. I don't know that I ever really absorbed that lesson for classical voice, but making this music, I am like, I get it. If you listen to the new song, I think it's definitely a more raw version of my voice and of my lyric writing. So yeah, I couldn't be more pumped to share it with you. So yeah, the song comes out January 20th. Pre-save it if you want it to just show up in your Spotify library, but you just don't have to. Basically, I just hope that everyone can find music and art that they resonate with. If my music is that for someone, then mission accomplished, and if it's not that for someone, then I just hope that they find music that is, and I'm sure that they will. But yeah, it feels good also to have it separate from my name, because I feel like then I can take it less personally than maybe I used to with music. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you if you do listen to the song when it comes out, or like any support that you give me. Also any just support like on this channel like does indirectly help me with music stuff. I'm glad that you finally had like a formal introduction to Sally Hatchet. She's gonna be probably in more stuff in the future and like becoming more of a part of my life. But also nothing's gonna change like on this channel other than once in a while mentioning and showing you some stuff from shows. Like I'm not changing over, like I changed over my Instagram, but that's because I don't care about Instagram anymore other than to find out when people are playing shows. But here will still just be me, and my TikTok is still just me. So if you're worried about that, which I doubt anyone's worried about that, but just in case. I'm so excited. Thank you for listening to this, and yeah, I will see you next week for entry 9. Hopefully next week. I keep making promises about amount of time and it always takes me longer than I think, but hopefully next week, probably next week, manifesting that I can get it done next week. And yeah, I hope you have a great evening or day or whatever time it is, and I never know how to sign off. Bye, thank you for listening to me, and now I'm really close to this camera, but okay, bye.